Did you know that you can accredit your thesis that you have done in your bachelor degree somewhere or a master's degree that you have done in any part of this world, and you can accredit it here in Finland and you don't get to do it again? Did you know that? If you didn't, then keep watching this video, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you how I accredited my thesis from my previous studies in my studies here in Finland, and I didn't have to do thesis again. So guys, let's get into today's video. Hello everyone, my name is Loveth, and in this channel we discuss about studying and living in Finland, in Europe, and we talk about every other thing in between. So guys, if you are interested in videos like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to talk about accrediting your thesis. Most of you guys, I know, most of you guys are smart people, very intelligent group of guys that have studied somewhere in the world, that have studied probably in your home country. You have completed a degree in your home country, and you are trying to get a study place, a degree study place here in Finland, for instance, or you even have a master's from your home country, and you're looking for another second master's here in Finland. Things like that. I know so many of you guys have these abilities, and that's why today I want to share about my story on how I accredited my thesis in Finland here and my thesis from Nigeria. So it happened that I personally have studied before I moved to Finland in a university. I studied in a university in Nigeria. Actually, I studied in the University of Nigeria. So I have done my first degree there. I studied psychology, and I have completed my thesis there in the program, and I had a very good remark from my thesis. I had a B. I wasn't able to be fortunate enough to get an A in my thesis, but I had a B, which was a grade 4 here in Finland, which is very good. So, and I took my time to do my thesis, and it was surrounding my thesis topic at that time had something to do with the psychological well-being of adolescents and the influence of family types and peer relations on its effect on the psychological well-being of adolescents. So that was basically my thesis in my degree program in psychology in Nigeria. So when I came to Finland, of course, I started studying nursing. So in the course of the studies, I kind of opened up to my degree program director. She has one of the courses she's teaching us. And then I because in Finland, your study programs is individualistic. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you have more experience or have studied more than the rest of your classmates, your path is different, even though you guys are in the same class. It means that your other courses, other credits that you've accumulated in other universities will be taken into consideration, and they will try to, see if any of the courses you've done before can, be accredited, that you don't have to do some courses again. So you have to plan your studies with your study program directors and the people in charge of that program. So I opened up to our director of the program, and she was delighted to hear about my studies, my previous studies, and I shared my thesis topic with her, and I told her that I don't see the need for me to review this thesis again, even though that I know that I am not exactly in the same discipline, but I did my studies and my thesis were based on people, and I think nursing also is based on people and care. So if you think of psychology and nursing, it's all about human care, just that the other one is somatical and the other one is more like mental care. They are almost in alignment with each other. They are kind of intertwined. Unfortunately for me, my degree program in nursing, the person in charge actually I think she did masters in psychology or something like that. She has a bit of psychological background in her studies as well. So she understood that, from the point of view I was coming from. So she was like, okay, you know what? Let's see what your thesis looked like. We can't accredit what we don't know. She asked me for when my thesis was done. That is another thing that I want you to know. So the requirement here in Finland says that if your thesis from other program, from other university is 10 years old, within 10 years old, it's accepted here in Finland. If it is older than 10 years, that is 10 years ago that you did the same program, they can't accredit that. So you have to do another one. So fortunately for me, I kind of just finished my degrees in psychology a few years ago before I moved to Finland. So it was still as fresh as new. And I could remember my thesis in the back of my palm, all that I did, the questionnaires I shared from one secondary school to the other, the gathering of data, the accumulation of statistics and all that went through into my thesis. I could talk about my thesis endlessly because I worked so hard for it, and I remember exactly how it went down. So she was like, send me your thesis and we will review it and see if it can be accredited, if it's okay here. Of course, I had my thesis in a hard copy here with me, and I had it in a soft copy in my computer. So I sent it to her, and then she told me that I should send my transcript. They need to see my transcript where they have written that I have completed that thesis in my previous degree and my grade in that thesis. So they couldn't know that just by looking at my soft copy or what my thesis was all about. So that was what I did. The beauty about University of Nigeria is that you can now get your transcript online. If you don't know that now. Like in the comfort of your home, at your apartment, you sign online, you book, you pay, and then they send it directly from the University of Nigeria to the university wherever in the world that you need that thing to be sent to, your transcript. So that was what I did. I'm so grateful that our university is beginning to, do things a bit ability to get things a bit more swiftly. That was beautiful. So I did that. I sent University of Nigeria, sent my transcript directly to my university where I was studying here in Finland. So they got it directly from the source. They looked at it, saw my thesis, saw my grade, and then she read my thesis all through. And then she called me for a meeting that we should, talk about what I did. They want to hear it from me, what my thesis was all about. So I spoke about my thesis I can still endlessly talk about my thesis and all the hypotheses and whatever that, the results and it's just crazy. I love my thesis. So yes, I was talking about it endlessly, and she was like, okay, thank you very much. And that was it. I got my thesis accredited, done. 15 credits of thesis, don't do thesis again. That's it. It's good enough for us. And that was how I got my thesis in psychology accredited in nursing study. You can imagine that. So I'm sharing these things with you guys today because, a lot of people don't know the possibilities of things you could do here. The things that are even available for you. The things that are possible. So I want to share my story a bit more so that if you guys have anything, studied anything, they just would have a way to connect, or else you are in a totally different world or discipline altogether that they can't be connected. Of course, it's understandable. If you say you were in engineering and all of a sudden you are in arts or some music department, there are things that you just can't connect. You have to redo. But other than that, if you are in the same line of discipline that you have been, somehow relating to each other, intertwined, then you might not need to do your thesis again in your studies here in Finland, just like I didn't get to do it. Yes, I know. So guys, just check out and look out what you've done before. Try to speak with your school when you get admitted and, share them. And I'm telling all of you guys who are still in your home countries trying to complete a degree or a master's degree or a bachelor degree, whatever you're trying to do, do it right. Do it right. If you do it right, it's going to save you time in somewhere in the future. If I did my thesis anyhow back in the university then, if they couldn't see how the hard work that was put in that thesis, they wouldn't have accepted it. So I am saying that anything you do, do it right, and maybe it will save you the headache of redoing it again in the future. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and see you all in my next video, guys. Bye.